Hello, everybody. Welcome back to NFT Sundays. My name, Colborn Bell of the Museum of Crypto Art. I am joined today by the incredible artist Varkito Garcia. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
It's
Hello, everybody.
it's a real pleasure. It's a real honor. I'd like to start where we always start and just ask you to please tell a little bit about yourself and your journey.
Yeah, of course. I am Varkito Garcia. I'm a transdisciplinary Dominican artist, and from the internet, I believe that I am a child of my generation. So internet is like part of my story. It's a part of my education, part of my history, uh, and in my work. I uplift the concept of like freedom and unity. I like to create from a place of light. Uh, yeah, I like to create a place of light on and hope. And I joined the NFT in 2021, March, an invitation by Francois Gama and on the foundation platform. It's been incredible, amazing.
Yeah, your art, it carries this message, really bright, colorful. So tell me, please, about, how you began to kind of explore your practice and, your relationship with the internet.
My father is a painter, and he is really colorful. So I believe that I always like is I grew up like around, even if I am from the Caribbean, so everything's like very shiny and colorful. But as in like in art, I believe I grew up around art and colorful art. And like, don't be afraid. Like he has like two sides. He have one side that is like more like expressionist, and it's more like a little bit more like dark, and then another one that is like sunny and bright, and that one is the one that like grow the family, like that one is the one the yeah, like raise, like give us a roof and grade us. So I was more around that one than the other one. So I believe that I have like my colorful side, one by his paintings, another one like by TV, by cartoons, like in in the all the things that touch me. Uh, can you ask me again? Sorry.
Yeah, no. This is perfect because, kind of in my journey through this and just sharing art online, it was always like the bright, powerful, vivid imagery that people really responded to and they connected with. And, there is something about kind of like more of that solo, darker kind of expressionist for maybe one's own soul. But then I think those
Yeah,
bright colors do really bring people in and attract, um, you know,
yeah. That's exactly. Thank you for, yeah. That's exactly that. I grew like I like because of that. I grew up like with knowing that there's like a shame of color. There's like people are afraid of color. Like color means that something is happy in people's minds. So nobody wants to be so verbal and say that they're happy. So kind of like it's kind of like my most radical punk way to be colorful and bright, and yeah, like it's in my soul. I know that it's the most rebel expression that I like. It's more my most rebel manifestation, like being colorful and bright. Be the kind of like the opposite of like what is like being rebel. That is like, oh yeah, rebel is dark, but no, like I'm like radical, colorful and bright.
yeah, I really like that. And, I from what I know, I'd love to hear more about, the collective you formed, the types of people that kind of were brought in and attracted to
Yeah,
this style?
yeah. The in Dominican Republic, but more like in the internet, I create a collective that is called El Cuarto Elastico, the Elastic Room. The it was very fluent. It started like a radio show with an opportunity with the cultural centers, the Spanish Cultural Center of the Dominican Republic, and then like we want to do more and more and more. And in the Dominican Republic contest, it's like aliens. It's like yeah, like for some reason the escapism in the Dominican Republic, like writing, painting, music, they are like real.
Yeah.
So you have to be like you live in reality 24/7, but even in your escapism, you have to like be real. And that's what people consume, like more reality, more reality. So there's no relief of any you know, there's anxiety through anxiety. So you know, there's no, so we like I want to create like experimental culture community. It was more like identifying those people that have the things they like let it like allowed vulnerability and like error and like you know, like noise and stuff that are not like perfect and they are more imaginary or that needs like another type of another level of there is not only reality, another level of fantasy to their work, and make like an army of that. But because the concept of the Dominican Republic, there is like it was very like little because the political and social economic contest, it also because our generation became more internet, more universal, and it was like kind of more identifying like those people in the whole world that are like that.
Yeah, and now you're in New York, correct?
Yeah, I live in New York now.
Yeah, which is, you know, it's a very interesting contrast because also kind of a pretty dull and dark and can be gray and dreary city. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So they give me like that give me like a reason to be here. Like
yeah,
in my mind, you know, like you got it, you nailed it. That's like I feel like oh, I have to be here. Like I have to bring something light because everything is
yeah,
like be dark is cool, you know, like
yeah,
be a vampire is cool.
yeah. That's how long have you been in New York?
Just it's till September 2021. So like
Yeah,
9 months, 10 months.
cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I dig that, you know, because I'll you know, I lived in New York City for 8 years and change, and yeah, I just remember. I think the thing that has stuck with me the most is the faces in Midtown, right, of the office workers getting out of those buildings at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and there is never a smile, right? Uh, so you know,
No,
to bring that type of art to a place like you know, New York and then beyond the internet, I think is incredibly hopeful.
thank you. That makes me a way to keep doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so can you know? I know you talk kind of more about this style that you have, right? Kind of free, you know, almost like maybe a little bit of glitch. Uh,
Yeah.
is you know, is there like perhaps an intent behind that? Is it that also just to kind of like awaken people?
It's it's like I think it's like more there is intense, but there's like vulnerability with that too. It's like kind of like what I can do, pushing myself every time more, but also like what like I found I found something like that I like a base on that, you know, that from there I can like grow more, but that's what I feel like a little bit like on the floor, like creating. Yeah, like I I'm dyslexic, so letters or like stuff that have like a statement give me anxiety. So I like changing stuff like uh, yeah, like the changing symbols energy, and play, yeah, give like another energy to symbols, or like transform and became in something else, and the transition between stuff, like always changing, always moving, or like don't delegate stuff like, oh, this is a flower. No, it's like a flower mixed with something else that it could be. Always create possibility. It gave me like is more than a style. I think it's more is what I am. Like it's what I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
More like it's more to find me saying statements, like say people what to do or what to say, or like talk about history, like like I want to create new possibilities.
And, I know your father was a big influence, and I would also kind of probably imagine that growing up, with the internet,
Yeah,
can you speak to kind of a bit about that and what your experiences were like just on the internet?
yeah, of course. Yeah, the internet for me is like another. I have like my family education, the school education, and the internet. It's like it's totally education, like bad and good. There's a lot of stuff we because we are queer, and we are like everybody allows some kind of darkness into the life right now. So we absorb a lot of stuff in the internet that at the end we canalize to something else, but they're like bad stuff.
Yeah.
So and kind of like embrace that, and but not make it like the first, like kind of like transform the energy of that and healing that, but knowing that happened. Yeah, the internet is like it was my education. Like I remember when I the first computer that it was in my room, so it was over. It
Yeah.
was like I was drawing, I was chatting, I was doing everything that a kid can do. But yeah, like like and fixing. I remember we fixed like back in the time we fixed our own computer all the time. Like
Yeah.
and yeah, like so. And then when I studied I studied graphic design in 2006. I graduated, but I got like so much information that I was like in a cocoon. Like I couldn't like get out to the world so fast.
Yeah.
Like I like just like I think I locked down in my house the whole 2008, and it was just internet and me.
Yeah.
So my another art school was
Mm.
Tumblr and the internet and music, but everything with the internet. So after that, it was like when I create Cuarto Elastico, and my work flows. Like after my artistic education, but then the internet education was like when everything like flows. So yeah, it's very important for me.
And, I imagine Web3 as well, and NFTs is kind of a new education and extension of, what you first experienced on the internet.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's like once uh, my husband told me about NFT, it was like I'm gone. Like I am in NFT land, because it was like water.
Yeah.
It was like flowing. For me, it's like the challenge was to put my work in the world, like physical.
Yeah.
So once it get digital, get the digital gotta appreciate.
Yeah.
I was like, this is it. So yeah, so it's been like water, like
Can you talk more about the types of physical works that you were creating?
Yeah, my physical work, it was, I am transdisciplinary, so I changed from one to another one. I was making noise music and performers, but like mixed with noise, mixed with audio visual too. And but as a visual art, I was like I was I do flags. Like that's one of my, like one of the things that I can see that they have like a final result.
Hmm.
I create like flags of like personal matters. Like that doesn't divide or doesn't belong to any territory.
Mm.
It's more like, yeah, I create installations with flags. It's kind of like my digital work. I extract the digital work and print it on silk.
Beautiful.
And so it's digital, but it's kind of like it's digital, but I'm kind of like saying like I'm gonna make it physical. It's here,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it's my digital work printed. Yeah, like that's.
I mean, it's such a powerful juxtaposition, right? Because I think we're probably of the same age. So to have known a life before internet and to be like, especially on an island, me in a smaller town where that's it. That is just the
Yeah.
experience. It's very local, and then suddenly to have your eyes open to a new world. I also went to New York City. And then to begin to feel more yourself because you're exposed to so many different experiences.
Of
Um,
course.
yeah, and I love that idea of the flag as an open symbol instead of like representing something that kind of keeps you trapped, uh, which
Wow, that's beautiful.
yeah,
Thank
which
you.
is why I think there's so much promise in the idea of a metaverse, um, where yeah. Do you have any like just thoughts or initial
Yeah,
experiences?
yeah. I create. There's a whole there's a collection that is the flags that like is digital. It's a digital collection on OpenSea only. That is like it's called Obsession with Freedom, and it's the flags flying on the, like dancing, like flying on free skies, like the different type of skies, but it's all the flags. So yeah, like I bring it to the digital world too, and the same concept.
Very cool. Yeah, I'd love to see some of those flags in these worlds. Um, yeah. Tell me, more about what you kind of would hope to achieve, maybe for yourself inside like one of these worlds. Like, what type of space, would you like to create for people to kind of come together?
Oh, I would love to, yeah, like I would love to curate, because I have, yeah, like I've been in the NFT spaces. I just been like more creating and but I really, part of me that I'm missing is is curating. It's like it's putting things together that doesn't have to be I don't have to be there. That is not that is that my work doesn't have to be there, but yeah, like I really missing curating spaces and yeah, and putting things together with community. Like I've been like more protagonist right now, like in the like an artist,
Mm.
that but I miss like making stuff happening for others too.
Yeah.
And I would love to get there too, because I know I have power in that too. I have my powers in that too.
I think, I've seen a lot of artists' journeys through this space, and everybody starts out alone with their work, right? But as those kind of relationships begin to tie, as you grow and connect with more people,
Yeah,
so many, I think to an example of somebody like IX Shells from Panama, or Sky Golpe from Italy, of artists who began with their practice, but the Web3 has no boundaries of what you are or can be. Um,
exactly.
yeah. So, what types of artists and works interest you?
I I like I like stuff that I like work and artists that allow vulnerability in their work. Yeah, like it's kind of it's not like me, but something that feels that yeah, like it doesn't have to be my aesthetic, but like something that I can feel that's like that there's vulnerability behind, like
Yeah.
there's in tune with intuition and like there's like kind of like a human touch behind the digital creations. And yeah, like you want me to mention a few,
If you'd
for
like,
example?
yeah, please.
Yeah, like I always love Francois Gama work that is like it's digital, but it's organic. Like it's like you could it's actually like drawings,
Mm.
like digital manipulate to do certain move, but you can feel that it's like that there's like a human behind.
Mm.
And Martin Brousset from Chile is my friend. He's a painter, and he works. He digital work is on paint on MS Paint, and it's very beautiful and burnable. And yeah, like, there's way more, but I can tell you, I can make you a list.
Yeah, I've noticed in my journey as a collector too, when I connect with an artwork, uh, I almost already know the person that is behind it. Many times that I
Yeah.
find that like the energy transmitted into that artwork like reflects back into the viewer, and you begin
Wow.
to understand so much already who that person is, and then you meet them, and it's just like you've been friends forever because you've been connected through this line of work.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. It's speaking, So like it speaks to you like that. That's it. The connection is made.
Yeah,
It's
I
beautiful.
I feel that a lot also, that we are moving away from this world of nation states and a world divided into a world that communicates with visual language,
Yeah,
and we're starting more to kind of uh, dig into like what is inside of us, inside of like our heads and who we truly are, as opposed to who we might like physically be or where we're located, and
yeah.
communicate through this via the web, and then to attach it to kind of like a value and commerce system online is just incredibly exciting.
I know it's so exciting. Like uh, I love to be here, like right now and in this time, and have the privilege to be here. Like the grace to be here in Web3. I
Yeah.
think it's cool. I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Yeah. I mean, it does. It feels like the start of something totally unique.
Right?
Totally, yeah, totally
Yeah, like
revolutionary.
and more like yeah, like more yeah, like unified. Like it's more universal.
Yeah.
Like the internet is universal, but this is like 3.0 internet, so it's like way more universal. So it's like yeah, it's very exciting and it's beautiful. I'm
Yeah.
glad.
And that was really, the roots of it all was other artists supporting artists, collectors who were patrons that just wanted to see people kind of grow and succeed. And it didn't matter, a lot of the times you could be anonymous, or you could be yourself.
Yeah, like the internet, that you can like maximize who you are, or or like idealize more who you are, because your physical boundaries are not there. So you can like create like this super you, or be totally you. So you can, like you can fix you easier than the physical world. That you need like more work. Like,
Yeah,
like more. There's
yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Kind of like
So, I
like you
mean,
can.
there are things that we can never change about ourselves, and on the internet, you can be anybody and anything.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that you're not be yourself. It's just that there's some stuff that, like if you're anxious of people, like that doesn't show up. You can chat. It's more easy than actually like talk. And
Yeah.
so that is something that is out of the way. That like anxiety of being like around people, and that's a big thing.
Totally. And everybody can kind of grow through that at their own pace,
Yeah,
in ways that they feel comfortable with, and make those connections. And I always, for me, the NFT was always, not so much about the art, but of course the people that were behind it,
yeah, of course.
and
Yeah.
how they, yeah, go ahead.
No, my friend told me something. Icaro, from Brazil. They said it, the fact that collecting is getting so common, like that is like it's a language that is like getting common, is something big, and like, because before, collect art is like it is linked with some kind of elite, or you have to, like there's like certain people that are just collectors. It's like they're like elite people from society. So now it's getting like more like human and common, the art, the fact that you can collect art. And that's something that is crazy, that the physical art world doesn't understand, that it is missing. That
It's
it's normalizing the language of collecting, and
yeah.
and the action,
And the
and that's beautiful.
humanness of everybody, like
Yeah,
without pretension, without legacy. It's I've seen so much of people just showing up, right, and being there, willing to do whatever it takes to get the thing done, to put on the art show.
exactly. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, totally. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest reason. That's a big reason to be here. Like normalizing these things, that they are. It's what we are. We are artists. So like at the end of the day, is we need to get collected. So it's like it, it's normalizing the action is like, it's beautiful. Like,
Yeah, it really is. You see like, I of course never would have ever conceived of myself as an art collector, right? And I lived in Chelsea in New York, and I almost never went into any of the galleries there because I never thought it was for me. It always felt like a very
it
unsafe space.
it's not welcoming.
Right.
Like it's not welcoming. Like, even like you have to, even with everything, like the way the clothes you wear, like you have to have there's so many factors that you have to be on, that is not welcoming. Like you have to be intellectual too. Like you have to show up your intellectual, and that's and there's a lot of stuff that you can like, oh wait, this is like, it's not welcoming. So
Yeah.
it's totally the opposite of like what is happening right now.
Which is so nice because it allows for so much creative freedom, right? And individual freedom, when you don't have to kind of meet a standard or expectation of what or who you are
Of course.
supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. No, exactly. That's like normalizing, like, and as a let's talk about like fonts. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like for real, like it's healing so much wounds
Yeah.
of artists that they of art in general. There's so much wounds in art that it's like we never gonna be lucrative. What we do is a hobby. We
Mm.
are like playing with more digital art. It's like, oh, you're playing with your computer. So
Mm.
it's not like I am like I don't sleep. I'm working 24/7. So it's not I'm working.
Yeah.
So like like it's sad, but that in this world we have to like we measure success with funds, but it's a reality,
Yeah.
and that wasn't a normal conversation how it's now, and that's beautiful, like it's healing so much. Like I have so everybody is healing, is healing their pocket, is healing their wounds, is healing their like dreams and goals, like to like, oh, now I can like accomplish more stuff because I don't have to, yeah, like I feel powerful now.
I have to say, this is something I've thought about a lot, how really in the 1980s, America exported a culture to the world that greed is good, right? And we started to use more leverage and we started to print more money. And I think the culture of America, and then hyper fueled by social media, really pushed people to feel less of themselves because they didn't have. And now it's being like, the world is, I really feel like, trying to reflect back that there is like so much more in the connection, and there is not like one cultural leader, but we have so much to learn and gain from
Of
understanding the
course,
experiences of one another.
totally.
Yeah, and I love, everything that I've always tried to explore in virtual reality is how to induce empathy into people, because I am sure that the eye is the quickest neural pathway into somebody's brain.
Yeah, of
So
course.
really, what you see, you experience so deeply. So, my passion has always been to bring these images and these creations into these digital worlds and these digital environments.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and outside of, again, like that white walled gallery, that place that doesn't feel welcoming. And it's artists like yourself that I think really invite like this brightness, this light, this feeling of connection to others.
Yeah, and they don't want that. Like they want that if I play, like I have to play roles.
Yeah.
Like I have to say how oppressed I am because I am from the Dominican Republic, how oppressed I am because I'm queer, and then they support. So it's kind of like savers, It's kind of like play the role of like, oh yeah, we save you, and we save, and this is what we say. This is our artist of the year, of the month. We
Right.
save him, and he's and the truth is that I born genderless, like with no hurt in gender, or like without boundaries. When I am from the Dominican Republic, the internet and my family art education, or like just like vulnerability education, got me with like raised me without border, without limit. So like that's good. I don't play those roles because I don't have them, never. So I don't want to start, using it fake,
Yeah.
just to get stuff,
Yeah.
like just to approach certain stuff. I have to like play roles, and I don't, and that's something that Web3 is like letting me be,
Yeah.
and that's priceless. Like that's why I'm here full 24/7.
It's been a conversation we've been having, right? Like whenever anybody says like, show me the best artwork from, a female artist, it's like, why? Like, why put that box? Show me the best artwork from a queer artist. Why,
Why? Yeah, no, I understand, like, but no, like, I understand that, yeah, like, we are here, and there's stuff, but there's like a fetish behind. I
Yeah.
believe so. That it's not good. Even if like they support, it has some fetish behind that is not cool.
Yeah.
Like exactly that. I always with my husband, because he's Mexican from LA, and he has to, if he, even if he born here, fourth generation here, he has to play the role of like Mexican in the United States
Yeah.
in case of Jewish stuff, and we don't have that. Like we don't have that, like we don't. There's people that have that, and that's their story. But I don't. But you want me to be fake or tell you something that I'm not? Or you want me to be me,
Yeah.
and share what I really have to say, what I really have to heal, or what I can help, or be like lost pretending playing games that is not mine.
Yeah. I mean, that's been something that has been so interesting to follow for me, is that in the beginning, it was really a kind of a one-on-one conversation with the artists, and the connection with the work. And then all sorts of things kind of came along that tried to make it like more exclusive or more segmented, or like one PFP project versus another.
Yeah.
And I think it really does miss this point that you're
Oh,
talking about.
yeah, totally. I've been seeing that, and every time I saw that, I am like it's like a brain shock, because it's is a real physical wide world tools
Yeah.
that we don't need it here. Like it doesn't have to be here.
Yeah.
And it's better. It's like it could be good. It We heal that thing that is, at the end of the day, is fetishizing stuff like culture, or like beings. So
It's all
it's
about,
not cool.
yeah, it's all about trying to paint somebody as different than
Yeah,
and then, like you said, it kind of does become like an act of charity.
yeah,
When there is already something there to speak to our humanness and how like we relate to the creation of somebody and the expression of somebody other than identity.
totally, exactly. Identity is important, but it's not everything.
Right.
It's not everything we are. It's important, but identity means like everything who you are, not only one aspect. It's not only that I'm
Yes.
queer, it's or that I am from the Dominican Republic. It's like I am queer for the Dominican Republic, dyslexic. That that
You're
it's everything. It's like
yeah.
everything I am.
Yeah. And
So
and frankly, it's just impossible to express, right? Like
yeah, exactly.
and so you pick something to create, right? That tries to capture all of those things, and you always work to kind of like create that thing. I think that is a fragment of your soul.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally.
I love the work you create, the energy you bring,
Thank you.
everything that you're doing. I wish you like a wonderful summer in New York. So please tell everybody where to find you if they want to connect, where to find your work. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm happy that this conversation has been beautiful, and we're speaking the same language, the same. So it's been very very fluid. So yeah, I am Varkito Garcia, and you can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, the same way.
I'll sign off. This is Colborn Bell, Museum of Crypto Art, artist Varkito Garcia, and really special thanks to our guest and DMINTI for putting this together.
Thank you.
Breaking news.